Man must have a death wish or something. Don't look like anybody been here in about a week's time.
Let's stop so we can help this poor man.
Okay, Miss Marie, but I gotta warn you, we ain't gonna make it over these mountains before the day breaks if we stop for too long.
Yoo-hoo! I don't mean to interrupt your work here, but I couldn't help but wonder why you were digging a grave in a town with no people.
Ah, so you've heard what happened to this little town of mine.
Nope, but by the looks of it, it's safe to say someone forgot to blow out the candle before turning in.
Close, but not quite, cowboy. If y'all were looking for some lunch, I've got the best grub, and as of recently, only place to stay for miles. And if y'all would like, I could tell you the story of the sad end of poor Tin Cup.
As long as you wouldn't mind our intrusion.
Well, anything for a pretty little lady like you, miss.
Marie, you can call me Marie.
Marie.
This here is my husband Samuel Miller, and this is Cole.
Well, if y'all like, just follow me, and we'll be back in my place in no time.
Take a seat anywhere you want. I'll put some steak on the broiler for you. Hey, boy. Boy, light this match for me. Best grub in all the West, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyways, Earl, if you don't mind me asking, why are you still here after everybody's gone?
Well, somebody's got to clean up that mess them no-gooders made.
This don't have anything to do with Riviera and the underworld, do it?
This has everything to do with Riviera and his gang. Lord have mercy on the soul of that fool that last tried to save this town.
So you're the new sheriff?
Supposed to be. Who are you?
This here is Danger Dan, taking 3 bullets and live.
I heard it were 4.
It were 5. All in the legs, courtesy of Riviera. You'll get to know him soon enough.
We wouldn't have a town if it weren't for him.
Shut your mouth there, Doolin.
What's he talking about?
You'll find out soon enough, boy.
He's calling.
Speak of the devil.
Well, well, well. What do we have here?
What's wrong, Riviera? Someone pissing your flowers again? Don't get all bent out of shape, I was just joking.
Better watch your mouth, Stone, or else I'll put a 6 bullet in my gun reverse.
You tell him, boss.
Hey, Riviera. I'd settle down if I were you. I'm here to protect this town, and I'd fight like Kilkenny cats to do it.
You sound a lot like the last guy who got in my way. Do you want to know how long he lasted? 1 month. Old Sheriff Harry Rivers was shot dead in the first gunfight he got himself into. And for what? To protect these worthless people?
And that was the old Sheriff Jameson?
Well, hold your horses, sir, cowboy. There's a lot more to the story than you think.
Excuse me. Are you Sheriff Jameson?
Yes, sir. And you are?
Name's Earl.
Well, Earl, what can I do for you?
I've been the grave digger over yonder at Boot Hill for quite a few years. More years than you've been here. And it's come to my attention that you and Riviera got in quite the scuffle the other day.
It wasn't much of a scuffle. Riviera will just have to get his ass out of Tin Cup while I'm here.
Now, here's the thing, Sheriff Jameson. Turns out us people at Tin Cup actually like Riviera. He's done a hell of a lot of good for us, unlike you.
I'm sure this prosperous town could exist without him.
Well, you're kind of wrong on that one. See, without Riviera, Tin Cup wouldn't exist.
I'm sure it would.
Wrong again, Sheriff Jameson. You see, though he can be a bit pissed off sometimes, he keeps other towns away. Keeps us safe. Frightening figure, you know?
We don't let things slide just because some people are happy.
I put my heart, my soul, and my shovel into this town, and I would die before I see it burn to ashes.
You best be on your way now, Earl.
You'll get what's coming to you, Sheriff.
So this town is in ashes, all because the sheriff wouldn't listen to you?
I wonder why he wouldn't. This guy seems to know his shit.
I do know my shit, and this sheriff was as stubborn as a mule. All Easterners are stubborn.
Excuse me, not all Easterners are stubborn.
Well, my apologies, miss, but most of y'all are.
Why wouldn't this jackass take your advice?
Because he was an Easterner, and like I said before, Easterners are as stubborn as a mule. Well, the next few days were quiet. About a week went by after Sheriff talked to Riviera, but then I heard gunshots. I had just started relaxing on my porch, too. This was my one day off, and I was pissed. 4 to be exact. We almost never heard gunshots anymore, so it was quite strange to say the least. I walked about an hour or two after I heard the gunshots and walked into the town saloon. I met up with Danny. He practically lives in there, so he always got the dirt on what's happening in town. I took a seat next to him, and I got myself a drink. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Danny told me that Sheriff Jameson had actually confronted Riviera. Told him he had one last chance to get out, or Riviera was finished. Now, Riviera didn't like that too much. He didn't take kindly to strangers talking to him like that. So he started yelling at Jameson, and Jameson, being quick on the trigger, whipped out his little pistol and aimed it right between Riviera's eyes. He fired a shot, but missed, because Riviera ducked and hit one of his goons behind him. Before Riviera could even whip out his gun, Jameson was running in the opposite direction like a little girl.
Where'd the sheriff even go?
I have no idea. I checked in the sheriff's office that night and not a soul was in sight.
How in tarnation did this town turn to ashes then?
Will you shut up, boy? You wanted the whole story, so you're getting the whole story.
Bartender, pour me whiskey.
Look who we have here. It's a strong drink for a man on duty.
Are you aware that your townspeople would rather have the underworld in charge than a good and honesty sheriff like myself?
Do you blame them? Ain't no one want to pack up their wagons and move more west. Besides, things were fine for a while, till you showed up and started picking fights.
Bartender, another whiskey. The officer sheriff requires me to protect this town of Tin Cup. I always do my job the best that I can. I've had enough of this hopeless town. Hopeless, I tell you!
We don't need no sheriff in my town.
We're better off without you.
I'm going to tell you this once. Get out of my town.
What has this world come to? How can these people live this way? What can I do to help this godforsaken town?
As the sheriff hit the ground, passed out from all the liquor, one of his matches struck a nearby floorboard.
I'm sorry, Mr. Earl, but if we don't get going now, we ain't never gonna make it over those mountains before dusk.
That's a real shame. I'm guessing y'all would have assumed that Riviera was the one who lit the fire, right?
Riviera? But the sheriff just had the match in his hand.
Ah, motherfucker. I left out a whole damn part of this story. I swear, this whiskey is the devil's drink. I sometimes forget my own name.
Miller, can't we just stay a little bit longer?
Do you want to be the one protecting us from God only knows what's up in those mountains of dark?
For once Mr. Cole has a point, Marie. We don't know where Riviera and his gang ended up going, and I, for one, don't want to find out tonight.
It's okay, Miss Murray. You can just stop by the next time you're passing by, and I can tell you the rest of the story.
You're gonna stay in this town all by yourself? How are you gonna survive?
I'll be alright, Miss Murray. Besides, I'm a real man. I know how to live off the land in the West. If I didn't, everything I loved would burn to the ground. Goodbye, y'all. Do come back. I never told you who the killer was.